currently work at Kid Museum. I am the manager of youth development here at Kid. My background is in the youth development education, informal education space. I've been working with young people since I was about 15 years old. I was a baseball coach. I learned that I really liked figuring out how to help people learn. I was a young kid and have traveled that career path ever since.
All right, and as your former coworker, I know the youth program is fantastic at Kid Museum, and you're a fantastic manager. Cool. Can you discuss a project or accomplishment you're proud of at Kid or before Kid, whenever?
Yeah, so when I first came to Kid, we worked a lot with elementary and middle schoolers, but not as much with high schoolers. We had high school volunteers, but we didn't have a program that was dedicated for high schoolers as learners. I advocated strongly for creating a program centered on high schoolers' experiences. Over the past 2 years, we were able to secure funding for it. We've been running semester-long cohorts for high schoolers where they get to learn really cool maker skills like woodworking and soldering and electronics. They also get a little bit of career exploration in hearing and meeting folks from a lot of different fields, some more traditional STEM fields, some more non-traditional STEM fields. And so I think when I think of something I'm really proud that I've accomplished, it's the inception of a program like that here at Kid, and internally shifting people's mindsets around what it means to work with high schoolers.
And I like what you said last part. How have you helped shift the mindset to working with the high schoolers at Kid?
High schoolers, like I mentioned, we've worked with high school volunteers since pretty much the beginning of Kid Museum, almost or around 10 years ago. But high schoolers weren't always viewed as the primary learners and makers at Kid. And so helping the organization wide, shifting our mindsets from teens as helpers to teens as learners. And that has included not only creating a separate program, but also starting to shift people's language in the way that they talk about teens. So we used to call our high school volunteers apprentices, and we have shifted towards teen volunteers because they are volunteering their time and they are not paid staff members, helping everybody understand that they are volunteering, treat them as such.
What specific education or training or experience helped prepare you really for this career?
Like I mentioned, I started early when I was a baseball coach. When I was a teenager, that helped me figure out about myself to help people understand how they best learn. My college experience, I have a degree in psychology, and so I apply that every day because it's a lot about how humans think, how young people develop. Having a deep understanding of how the brain works really helps in working with young people.
So if a young person was trying to follow in your footsteps or was really interested in your career, would you recommend that they study like psychology in college?
I would say psychology is one of those majors that can apply to a lot of different fields, and it certainly applies in the educational space. If folks are thinking about going into formal education, like being a classroom teacher, it might be more helpful to have a more focused lens of education. I have always gravitated towards informal educational space. There's a little bit more leeway in terms of the types of majors and classes that you need in order to go into informal ed rather than formal education.
Can you discuss a time where you've had to be innovative or think creatively to help solve a problem at work?
Sure. So we run summer camps every summer. We run weekly camps. And a couple of summers ago, we were running a camp where we were taking field trips to partner sites. And this particular camp, we were partnering with a community garden and volunteering there for the day and building a set of stools that they needed for their garden. The day that we were planning on going there, it happened to be the air quality was not safe to be outside. And so we had to pivot the morning of, and it required a lot of flexibility. It required on the spot thinking around how do you take the kernel of what you were trying to do and keep that kernel while maybe changing the experience. And so we ended up staying at Kid and having the farm come to us and do a cooking demo with some of the stuff that they had picked earlier that week. We learned a lot about food and food systems by allowing ourselves to be flexible and innovative in the moment.
That's awesome. Yeah. And I know firsthand a kid, you have to be very flexible and be always ready for the pivot.
Yeah.
That's great. How do you continue to learn and grow professionally?
I think that for me, one way that I continue to learn and grow is being curious every day. I think, especially in a place like Kid, we have a lot of different skill sets on staff. We have folks that, like me, coming from an informal educational space. We have classroom teachers. We also have artists, like people come more from the maker world. And so being curious and asking questions of my colleagues and seeing all of my colleagues as resources to learn from is a way that I continue to grow every day. And then as far as like specific things that I try to do, we also have the opportunity to talk about our work at various external conferences. So finding those opportunities and making sure that when I'm at those conferences, not only talking about the work that I do, but also hearing about the work that's going on in the kind of museum and science center world in general to have a broader understanding of the field.
What's the strangest or most unexpected task you've worked on?
I have, because we're a makerspace, kind of have a lot of different types of making. We teach our kids not only woodworking and electronics, but also textiles. I don't have a lot of experience with textiles prior to joining Kid. And so I think something unexpected is learning and teaching kids how to use tools like the sewing machine and knowing what a presser foot is. Machine, right? Like types of things before I started at Kid, I definitely did not know.
Very cool. Thank you. Great hearing about your role, your career. So I really want to thank you for your time. Really appreciate it.